You're not special. You're not a beautiful or unique snowflake. You're the same decaying organic matter as everything else. We're all part of the same compost heap. We're the all singing, all dancing crap of the world. The two films I'm feuding today, I'm very excited about. They're two of my favorites of all time. It's Se7en VS Fight Club on Movie Feuds. First things first, if you have not seen either Se7en or Fight Club, turn this off and go watch them immediately, because I will be spoiling both of them. We get a double dose of Pitt in these two Fincher flicks, but they are very different performances. In Fight Club, we get to see Brad Pitt at the height of his career, in my opinion, and he's certainly having a hell of a lot of fun. He plays establishment-hating, Gandhi fighting, space monkey recruiting, soap making expert Tyler Durden. A do whatever he pleases personality of Edward Norton's character, who is never given a name, although some people such as myself speculate it was Jack, as we hear his name referenced via journal entries at the Paper Street Warehouse. He gives his best performance in Fight Club outside of maybe American History X. He owns the role as a narcoleptic white-collar worker having a midlife crisis of sorts, joining cancer-surviving meetings, starting a fight club in the bar basement, and even building a powerful underground society, all while being completely unaware that he's doing this. Helena Bonham Carter is right at home in this picture, giving another disturbing yet oddly sympathetic performance. Jared Leto and Meatloaf as Robert Bitch Tits Paulson are great supporting actors here too. Let's shift to Se7en now and back to Pitt briefly. He plays the new homicide detective to the force, a fresh-faced, short-tempered cop that comes from a much quainter part of town. His partner is the great Morgan Freeman, who's on the opposite side of things. Freeman's character, Detective William Somerset, is a smart and typically cautious guy who has one last shitstorm of a case dropped on his front step. This leads us to the villain of the picture, referred to as simply John Doe, played brilliantly by Kevin Spacey. He's a calculating and methodical character who has done his homework. He takes pride and pleasure from this and believes that what he's doing will be remembered until the end of days. I can't argue with him there. He's on point. Supporting actress Gwyneth Paltrow plays wife to Pitt's detective, David Mills. She doesn't have the most exciting role, but still manages to add dimension to her character. The cast is perfect, but even more impressive are the stories themselves. There are 7 deadly sins: gluttony, wrath, greed, envy, sloth, pride, lust. 7. This is the basis for our story. John Doe reenacts all these horrific scenes by torturing some of the worst scum on the earth. Thankfully, we don't have to see the events fold out, but rather the outcome. Later films like Saw and Hostel will mimic this approach, but they'll show all the gore and all the ugliness behind it. It's not as intelligent as it is in Se7en, where we get to play along with our detectives, try to unravel this mystery. These crimes against humanity lead us to some very interesting and unusual settings, notably a man eating himself to death and another rotting away in a motel. Then there's the insane final act that plays out like an entirely different film. Here we have an extended road trip that seems almost Tarantino-ish in execution. What's in the box, you ask? A well-written film. Fight Club started as a novel written by author Chuck Palahniuk, I can't say his last name. He's gone on record to state that the movie is better than his original story. So let's put that on the table right away. We'll put it right over there on the table. You can pick it up and put it in your pocket, save it for later if you'd like. It's a little piece of information for you. Narrator, who I will from this point forward refer to as Jack, finds an escape from his dull, IKEA collecting life in the form of Tyler Durden. Durden opens Jack's eyes to an exciting new world where he can take out all his years of anger and pain by simply kicking the shit out of a fellow worker bee. This, of course, escalates very quickly into an anti-establishment organization known as Project Mayhem. These guys destroy franchise locations, deface property, and even blow up multiple buildings. And I would highly advise against ordering the cream of mushroom soup. For their final act, they destroy the large credit card companies, resetting everyone's debt back to zero. The final shot of those buildings crashing down as Jack nurses a fresh gunshot to the face wound is just perfect. Good news, Se7en and Fight Club both deliver in the effects department. Se7en has a very moody and depressing tone, It's constantly raining in this fictitious city rife with crime and murder. The scenes are dark and carry a sense of danger. Even though the mastermind has already exited the building, you still feel a chill in the air when watching these investigations unfold. Fight Club brings with it some insanely cool and stylized effects, from a plane ripping in half to a car careening off the side of the road. Then there are the fights themselves, real and gritty, bloody and violent. It helps when your actors dedicate themselves to the role like Pitt and Norton did. Edward lost substantial weight for the role, and Pitt requested Norton actually hit him as hard as he could when he wasn't expecting it. Most of you know there's multiple Easter eggs peppered throughout Fight Club, from the Tyler Durden scenes early on where he's spliced in for half a frame, to the cock-shot ending. And Fincher claims there's supposedly a Starbucks coffee cup in each scene in the film. I could go on for hours about Fight Club and Seven, but I'll keep things moving along for the sake of the feud. Where Is My Mind by the Pixies is one of the best songs to ever cap off a movie. Hearing that bust out as Jack takes Marla's hand is genuinely haunting. Fincher wanted Fight Club to stand alone on all aspects of the medium, which meant thinking outside the box when it came to music. He brought on the Dust Brothers to score this bad boy, and what a perfect fit they were. From the intro that takes us on a journey through Jack's twisted brain to the escape from the crooked cops, we are treated to some very unconventional and amazing music. An arrangement of drum beats, electronic scratches, and sound distortion blends seamlessly with the trippy coming-of-age flick. Howard Shore composed Seven, and with him, a weak desperation in the sound. It's all pretty overshadowed by the opening number, which is a remix of Trent Reznor's Animal. He will later become Fincher's go-to guy on The Social Network and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. There is so much more I could say about these Fincher films. They're very near and dear to my heart. In fact, I almost made this a three-way feud with The Game, as I think that one deserves to be right up there with the champions. I prefer Fight Club due to its endless rewatchability, but Seven is so damn good. I don't care which way you vote. Until next time, this is more than just reviews. This is Movie Feuds. I'm Adam's excitement as I wait for the Fight Club graphic novel sequel.